Want an extra dose of what's trending in the Hub City and all over the nation?
Give it to me. Give it.
Check out Ryan's Before the Show weekdays at 1:30. Live on our social stream. It's the Before the Show.
I love the show.
From Live 96.7, here's Ryan Smetzer.
What is going on, y'all? Welcome to the Before the Show, our third episode and our final one for this week. Thanks again to those of you that have been tuning in over the course of the last couple of days as we really just continue to figure this thing out along the way. I think that's the beauty of this and the fun of this is, we're going to hang out for those 30 minutes before I jump on the air, have a little bit of fun, have some conversation, go over some cool topics, give away some prizes, maybe do some trivia at some point along the way. But the beauty of it too is we just keep on growing it as we keep on going, each and every time during those 3 days out of the week. Again, don't forget to click that subscribe button if you're watching there on YouTube so that you can be notified every single time we are planning to have a Before the Show before my show. So, hey, we're so excited not only to be here talking to you guys, but I'm super pumped to bring on a guest this time around for our third episode and hoping to make this a real recurring thing as well for us to be able to kind of banter on some topics together. And that is our content director for Live 96.7, Mr. Mike Shriver. Mike, how you doing?
Hey. So I guess I'm the first guest on Before the Show.
You are officially the first guest.
Well, I am honored.
Maybe the only guest. Who knows what will happen along the way. So we're stoked to have you on here. Obviously, this guy right here is the head honcho, the man that makes all the magic happen with Live 96.7, getting all the music all together, makes everything sound amazing there on the air, but also has some great opinions on a lot of things. And you may have seen him before on things like our Chubby Bunny Awards show and maybe of course, our bowling showdown. You remember that? Just about that was a little under a year ago for Bowl for Kids' Sake.
Hard to believe that's coming up soon.
Did we do duck pin or regular balls? I couldn't remember.
I don't remember. I think last year we did regular.
That's right. Yeah, because we just kind of alternate. Like we accidentally alternated over the years, right?
Yeah, because we had so Biff and Super Zane did play-by-play.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Yes. I should have got footage for that. We could have ran the highlights during this.
Next time.
Another time. Yes, exactly. And we'll host this from a bowling alley one of these days and do it that way. But that was honestly so much fun getting to do that, for Bowl for Kids' Sake, since we weren't able to be there in person to be able to do that like live streamed showdown. I think it was probably one of our highest viewed live streams on this channel in particular. So they could actually, if y'all want to go back, you can actually see it here on this channel in full, in its entirety. So in all of its glory. I want to say, what was your score? You beat me by a significant amount, right?
Oh, it was something crazy. I don't remember.
Right.
See, we really should have done the research for this, but this is how you know this is live. So literally, to let people in on the secret, I got the text from you about what time? 12:30? 1 o'clock?
Yes. About 1 o'clock, basically, yeah.
Yeah. You want to get on here today?
Yes.
It's like, sure. Yeah.
It was that spur of the moment decision of, hey, you know what? Let's jump on and do this thing together today and just, like I said, just kind of play along with it. And all right, I have officially found it.
Both of you do.
We found it.
We're going to see
the Bowl for Kids' Sake. It was a duck pin showdown. We did decide on duck pin this time around. And it was a blowout. Significantly a blowout.
43?
What's that again?
75-43, is that what that says for the score?
Yeah, I want to say the final score was, there it is, 84-49. It was bad. It was quite the embarrassment on my end. I really had not done a lot of bowling practice. I hadn't bowled in actually pretty much a year since we had done Bowl for Kids' Sake last. So this was definitely one of those experiences where I was very humbled and definitely going to plan on actually, getting some practice runs in before we do this again this year. So,
yeah, well, hurry up because it's coming up soon.
I was going to say we're like a month to a month and a half away from that.
Yeah,
and it's TV show themed. So, what TV show theme do you think we're going to go with?
Oh my goodness, I don't know.
Putting you on the spot there. I mean, we want to go classic? Do we want to go new? I feel like classic's probably the easier route. Probably has the most costume opportunities, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. We could always go as like reality TV hosts. I could be Ryan Seacrest. You could be what's the guy?
Easy. That's easy for you.
What's the who's the guy that hosts Survivor? Could you be Jeff Probst? Jeff Probst.
Yeah, Jeff Probst. Yeah.
What does he look like? Jeff Probst. Yeah, we could get you.
It's exactly like me.
We could get you the wig and the whole outfit. You could look like you're hosting Survivor. That'd be perfect.
Yes, let's do that.
I think it's solid. Apparently, this was from his red carpet appearance at the premiere of National Treasure. Good old 2000s. Oh yeah, it's a classic.
Well, I actually have the DVDs.
You do? Do you really?
No, I don't have the DVDs.
Oh, okay. I was like, I mean, they're good. I'd watch it on Disney Plus maybe, but I definitely didn't have the DVDs. All right, let's hop into some topics here. The first one is a major announcement from Pepsi, one that leaked probably a week to a week and a half ago, and it was accidentally leaked because the the truck drivers that drop off the sodas like out at the grocery stores and the convenience stores and stuff, they had like opened up their case of all of their Pepsi beverages and they were like, why is this Pepsi can yellow? And it was officially revealed in this commercial today. Pepsi and Peeps are now a thing, which by the way, that's apparently, did you know that's how they actually make the Pepsi Peeps? They just throw a Pepsi at a can of Peeps and that's how it works.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. I'm glad that though, like they made it lighthearted and calm compared to like, what's the old Reese cup commercial where it was like a chocolate bar and a container of peanut butter and they played like romantic music and it was just a very uncomfortable thing. So I'm glad that with Peeps and Pepsi, they just decided to mash the marshmallow and the can together and made it that way. But your thoughts initially on this, Pizza or Pepsi? Pepsi Peeps.
Disgusting. This just sounds awful. You're not supposed to combine certain things, and this is a prime example of that. You've got a marshmallow and Pepsi. I don't even see how they're going to complement one another. That just sounds. I read that and I thought that's just disgusting. And who's going to want that, other than just for the sake of, like in 5 years when it's like, hey, remember when Pepsi and Peeps combined and made this drink?
Mm-hmm. Well, because that's my thing, honestly. Like, I'm in the department of like, look, I love trying out these kinds of combinations, at least for like just at once. Like last week I tried Oreo cookies dipped in orange juice because there was a forum on Reddit. This guy was saying that orange juice and Oreos, when you're dunking them, it provides the same kind of like softening of the Oreos. So you get that experience just like you would with Oreos and milk, but it doesn't fall apart. So it softens the Oreo, but because it's orange juice, it's not like having it just crumble into pieces. It just stays intact. So, and it also gives you obviously like the taste of orange juice along with the Oreo cookie flavor. Was not as terrible as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, that sounds disgusting, but I'll take your word for that.
It's like one of those, like, in theory sounds awful, and then in execution you were like, oh, okay, not too bad. The only mistake that I made was I got the mint flavored Oreos as well and tried those, and that was basically like the dessert equivalent of like brushing your teeth after drinking orange juice, which is a like cardinal sin. So, I mean, I don't think that, so Peeps flavored Pepsi, have you ever had like vanilla Coke?
I've not had vanilla Coke. Well, I probably did. Yeah, I don't drink soda, to let everybody in on I don't drink soda. So, but I used to drink soda, but vanilla with Coke would go very well together.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what they're thinking here because of the sweetness of the Peeps.
Right.
don't
I
know.
would compare marshmallow as far as like if you're mashing it together into a soda flavor. I'm thinking maybe marshmallow and like it would be kind of like a vanilla Coke kind of vibe. I mean, it's a possibility. I 100%, if I can find these in a grocery store, I am definitely gonna go and grab those and do a little bit of a taste test because I think this
Well,
is
that was
just
my question. When are you going to get your can so you can do a video and taste this?
right. I mean,
Just
this is perfect for like Ryan tries weird holiday things. It's just Ryan
Yeah.
tries weird Easter things, which is still a holiday, so it works out perfectly. What was the one thing too I saw the other day combo wise that Mountain Dew has a Baja Blast hot sauce now.
Interesting.
Like the soda from Taco Bell, but
Yeah.
a hot sauce. And I watched somebody try it the other day and it just, they were explaining it as tasting like if you basically dunked your chicken in Mountain Dew. Would you ever?
No, I don't understand this stuff. It doesn't make any sense to me. It's just, yeah. I like chicken and I like Mountain Dew, but I've never thought, let me take this chicken nugget and just dip this right in the Mountain Dew.
Right. Just not a great combination whatsoever. So who knows? I mean, Pepsi Peeps, which by the way, try to say that multiple times. I am struggling. Like
Pepsi Peeps.
I mean,
Peeps.
like this is a topic I'm definitely going to talk about later on the air. And I feel like, again, I'm going to have to just like, once we jump off of this, I'm just going to be like Pepsi Peeps. Because I keep wanting to say Pizza Pepsi, which is also not sounding like a good thing at all either.
Well, listen, don't give anybody ideas or you'll have Pizza Pepsi.
There you go. Exactly. Now,
Pizza.
what is the, have you ever had like an obscure like soda flavor before? Like what's the weirdest soda that you've ever had? I know you don't drink it anymore, but like
Weirdest
whenever
soda
you did.
that I've ever had. Oh man. I don't know. That's yeah, I don't know. How about you? What's yours?
I would say I've had like a macaroni and cheese flavored soda thing. There's like a place called Pop Shop in Frederick where they actually have like all of these obscure flavored sodas and stuff. And so they have ones that taste like bacon, which I've had that one before. It's awful. Like those kinds of flavors for sure. They're not like stuff you can grab on like a grocery store shelf, but they're ones that, I mean, worth a shot 100%. So I'll have to grab us two of these Pepsi Peeps sodas and we'll do a little taste test at some point here.
Let's do it.
Perfect. On to our next topic, which of course is a big TV news break that happened this morning on Live with Kelly and Ryan, which if you remember, this was a thing that started 6 years ago. Michael Strahan was hosting the show with her for a while and kind of out of the blue made the decision to step off of the show, do a little bit more on Good Morning America. And they went through the whole process of the guest hosts and all that kind of stuff. And then finally, they had made the decision to bring on Ryan Seacrest. Well, this morning, Ryan made an announcement.
This is something that she and I have been talking about for a long time. And it was a tough decision. Last year, we spoke, and I made the decision to make this my last season as co-host with Kel here on Live with Kelly and Ryan.
So he is no longer going to be the host of Live with Kelly and Ryan, which I love when these things happen because it's the funniest thing in the world that it's like, okay, cool. Well, then it's not going to be called that anymore, right? Because if it's Live with Kelly and Ryan and there's no Ryan, then it's Live with Kelly and whoever replaces. So he's no longer going to be on the show. He apparently was only supposed to be on for 3 years. He made a decision. He was enjoying it so much after those 3 years to renew his contract. He was on for those, other 3 years. And then I guess apparently at the end of last year, he sat down and decided, you know what, I'm going to probably ride off into the sunset at the conclusion of this season. So apparently mid-April, whenever they start doing the live shoots of American Idol, he's just going to be fully moving back to Los Angeles to get there for all of the live tapings of American Idol. He's going to be doing his radio show from over there again, which he was doing it like in the basement of this studio in New York. Like they would do this show and then he'd walk down to the basement and do the radio show out of LA. And so he just decided, time to move on. He's going to do fill-in work every now and again whenever the new host is unavailable. And the new host, by the way, is no stranger to the show. It's going to be Mark Consuelos, who to some, not much of a household name, but if you've watched the show before, you know that it's Kelly Ripa's husband, who they worked together on. What was the show? Was it General Hospital?
Yeah, one of those soaps. I don't know, Days of Our Lives or yeah.
Yeah, they did an old soap opera together back in like the 90s, I feel like. And that was how they met and got married. And they have like 3 kids or something like that. And so, of course, obviously, he'll be the full-time host. He's done fill-in with her before, but never have they taken on the idea of hosting together. So now, you have the television experiment of, can you have a married couple with kids host a TV show together in such a large, limelight. I think it'll be an interesting social experiment to see it. Actually, Seacrest even said at the end of this conversation that it was going to be an interesting experience and a social experiment to see how they would react working with each other for such an extended period of time. So who knows what'll happen there. Your thoughts, though, on this decision by Ryan?
Yeah, well, the first thing I thought was, well, they could easily just find another Ryan talking about you to slide on in there.
Jokingly,
you don't have to change the name of the show.
Jokingly, whenever the seat was open, whenever Michael Strahan had left, before they were even
auditioned. Did you audition?
No, that would have been amazing though. I know. So I had gotten, and my mom sent me the email that they were accepting auditions or like audition videos or something like that. And I think by the time she had sent it to me, I had clicked on the link and it was nowhere. Like it was already done. Like they had already made their decision anyway. And obviously too, like, if they're picking out, Ryan Seacrest level people, there was not going to be like much of a shot. But it was one of those things where I was like, oh, there you go. We just pass the baton on over. But it's cool that it'll be your husband. I think that's a good idea. And, obviously too, like, unless the ratings are terrible, I don't see a situation to where he's going to like bow out after several years, because again, like, how awkward.
Well, yeah, that's going to be awkward because they're married. So it's like, this kind of has to work, or else. Because it's not like, okay, well, I'm not going to do this anymore, but my wife's going to stay and do this, and then somebody else is going to come host it. Like,
right. So how awkward would that conversation be? Where it's just like, hey, hon, I don't think I'm good with this anymore. I'm bored. I'm gonna
yeah, I got tired of this. I was feeling it the first 3 seasons, but now it's just it's getting old.
Right. Because I don't even know. I would assume that he is, I'm looking his name up. I know that he was on Riverdale. I know that's like your top 5 favorite TV shows, right? Riverdale.
Let me tell you, I was watching Riverdale right before you called me.
The CW drama Riverdale, based on like, I've
never seen 5 seconds of Riverdale.
I want to say it's like based on like Archie Bunker or like some old cartoon. Or
no, not Archie Bunker. Archie Comics.
That's right. Yeah. Who's Archie?
He was the race.
Worse. Okay, it's not based on that. It's based on the comics. I never knew. I'm so glad. Like, well, jeez. Oh, Archie Comics. Okay, I gotcha.
Not Archie Bunker, but that's funny.
I didn't even know who that person was. That's awesome. So Archie Comics. So you've got like, okay. So I see now they have like Veronica, Jughead, Archie. Okay, so I see now that's what it's based off of.
Those are the
cool.
Sugar, not Baby Bash Sugar, but the Sugar song.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Honey, do. Everyone's cake cutting song at their weddings.
Yeah.
So it looks like right now, if we play the Wikipedia game, he was 2017. He was in the regular role of Hiram Lodge on the CW drama Riverdale. His son plays a younger version of himself on the 3rd season. His final episode was the 5th season finale. He departed after 4 seasons. So he's not really I don't want to say he's not doing anything because that seems disrespectful, but he's not really doing anything right now. So why not join your wife on her talk show? Let's do it. I'm here for it. So it's going to be obviously live with Kelly and Mark at the conclusion of Seacrest's time with the show, which will be I think the second or third week of April, something like that. So there you have it. No more I guess what's the Seacrest out? Isn't that his phrase when he was on in the earlier years of Idol?
Yeah,
so
Seacrest out. Yeah.
There you go. Now on to a total 180 going from, Kelly and Ryan to the 100-Acre Wood. Have you heard of the Winnie the Pooh horror movie, Mike?
Oh my goodness. Yeah. I've been reading about it. I just am. Why?
The beloved childhood character of Winnie the Pooh is eventually soon becoming a horror movie. This is so this is just such a bummer to me.
By Christopher Robin.
Yeah. So yeah, you've got just this whole entire horror film of Winnie the Pooh. And so the reason why this is a thing is the Winnie the Pooh story and characters became public domain about, I want to say a year or two ago. And so as soon as they became available, this group was like, hey, let's jump on and make a horror version of Winnie the Pooh. Which
why not?
Right. But it terrifies me for the days when all of the other Disney storylines become public domain. Are we going to have a terrifying Little Mermaid, a horror Beauty and the Beast, Toy Story, but the horror film, where Woody and Buzz Lightyear go attack people? It's just a weird concept to me. Now, the thing that I saw today is the producers are giving out some of the story pieces and teasers because they're doing their press tour right now for the movie. And they basically have said that Winnie the Pooh is the only character from the Winnie the Pooh franchise that we know and love as kids that will be in the film. So Tigger will not be in it. And Piglet will also not be in the film. So it's not going to totally ruin our childhood. Just the Winnie the Pooh part of it is going to ruin our childhood. I just, again, I'm with you on it where it's was this really a necessary thing? I get the live action Disney movies. I think those are great. Most of them at least. There's been some that are not the grandest in the world. But this production house taking this concept of Winnie the Pooh and making it into a horror film, Are we jumping the shark and running out of ideas for cinema right now?
Yeah, I think, listen, we ran out of ideas a long time ago. I'm just reading this in subtitled Blood and Honey for Winnie the Pooh.
Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. And I'm just curious if they have the, of course, okay, so here's
this says 6'2", half man, half bear hybrid who wears pants and has a long sleeve shirt. Apparently that's to protect so they don't get sued from Disney. So I guess they have to tweak the character a little bit. But I would have thought, I guess it's public domain, but wouldn't Disney have grabbed that when that became available to prevent this from happening?
I that's where I'm curious. So the film was first announced in May of 2022, drew widespread attention, of course, because it was a beloved childhood icon, was met with divided reactions, went into development after the 1926 Winnie the Pooh book entered public domain in the U.S. on January 1st of 2022. A 10-day period of shooting for the film took place in England. It only took them 10 days to film this movie. There's no way that
this is anything good.
Well, but it's a true example of a movie that, yeah, the budget was less than $100,000. It's a true example of a film that did not cost very much of anything to create and is going to end up being a massive success because of
it. Almost sounds like it's this generation's Blair Witch Project. If you remember Blair Witch Project, how old were you when that came out? 3?
Blair Witch Project.
The Blair Witch Project was this independent movie that the budget for it was probably $50, and it made a ton of money at the theater.
I was 4.
4, okay.
Yeah, it was so definitely a little while. But
Yeah.
again, yeah, I think it's one of those where, it's going to premiere in some theaters. It's going to be, pretty popular. It's going to make a decent amount of money. But if it wouldn't have been for the fact that it's based off of like a Disney character that we know and love and grew up with, that's the reason why it's being, so popular, being talked about so much. And it's probably going to end up like breaking independent film box office records because it looks like, well, I know for a fact it's at, Warehouse. So whoever won our Warehouse Wednesday yesterday, you got an opportunity to go see Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey.
Yeah.
Winnie
And I would look
the
for
Pooh.
Disney to probably counter and see if something comes out with like a Winnie the Pooh and that, like something, like them to do something to like, this is the real Winnie the Pooh versus this fake Winnie the Pooh. Or
It's the nothing to see here Winnie the Pooh. There's nothing else going on except for this one specific Winnie the Pooh. So now our final topic for today, and then we will move forward over to our show on the air on Live 96.7, and that is this whole situation where a woman by the name of Christian Joy Demerit, who is a model, and she models stock photo headshots. So like she gets headshots taken, then they sell them to stock photo companies, and they're used for billboards and commercials and magazines and different things like that. Unfortunately, the blessing and the curse of those things is they pay really well. The curse of it is most of the time you don't know where those photos end up on, what items they end up on, if they're on billboards or if they are on erotic novels. And that's what happened recently. A novel sold on Amazon by the name of His Big Childhood Sweetheart is where she has ended up on now, by Samantha Drake. This book, she had no idea that she was going to be on it. She was paid $100, and people thought that she was an actor. She now is a cover model for this book. The photos were taken 13 years ago, were sold by her photographer to a stock image website. And of course, she put it up on TikTok. That's how it became a story recently, was she put a TikTok video up where she basically was like, hey, I got these pictures taken and look where I ended up on. 13 years ago, I mean, people were saying at least now you're getting exposure and hopefully a good job. I mean, maybe, I don't know where that comes from. She didn't read the fine print on her headshots contract, and that's exactly where this became not a great situation for her. And now she is on the cover. Now I want to know too, like, okay, cool. Like, how much money did this dude get for being on the cover? Like, and are we going to see like a podcast that's hosted by these two? Like
podcast, I'm hoping for a movie.
Like it's like somehow we see like,
movie.
Yeah, you see like a Lifetime movie or some sort of documentary where you find out like they met and they fell in love and lived happily ever after in real life or something.
All started because of this book cover.
This terrible situation where an innocent professional headshot such as this ends up being a book cover of a novel that you can only find on Amazon and the back of your local bookstore. So there is that. And I think that's our best way to wrap up today's episode of the Before the Show. Yeah, with a story that I probably would not be able to tackle in 30 seconds to a minute on the air. This is a perfect example of what we're doing with this show, with the Before the Show is covering topics that are important to us, like a woman who was very upset after her stock image was used on some sort of erotic, not even fan fiction, erotic fiction that's being sold online. Like, I was gonna look this up to get us like a synopsis, but I'm afraid to for the sake of
no, you got to. Come on.
What is it?
The synopsis.
Samantha Drake. All right, let's see. Samantha Drake. His. Here's the dramatic. Oh gosh, I found it.
This might not be appropriate.
After spending a few years abroad, Damian Carter is ready to get serious about his family business. But when he reunites with his childhood friend and that friendship turns into something more, things are bound to get complicated, especially since his friend is the daughter of his family's maid. Evelyn longs to be with Damian, but the differences in their social status has always held her back. Yet now that Damian has returned no longer a boy, but a man, she can no longer deny what's in her heart.
What?
But what will happen when Damian's family catches wind of their relationship? Will Damian and Evelyn be forced to break it off, or will love find a way? Find out in this emotional yet sexy romance by Samantha Drake of BWWM Club. I don't know what that stands for, and I don't want to know what that stands for. Suitable for over 18s due to sizzling hot scenes.
Sizzling.
So there you go.
That scene's in the book.
This is going to be a weekly segment where
only.
Yeah, where Ryan reads the synopsis of a questionable fiction book that is $2.99 on Amazon. Let's go.
Oh my goodness.
You can't get it on paperback. It's only on Amazon. You cannot buy a physical copy of this book, but it is $3.
Oh, that stinks.
It's $3 for the Kindle. So, try.
Do you think you could find Samantha Drake and do an interview with her about this book?
Samantha Drake.
I'll do some research and see if I can find a contact.
Oh my goodness. Wait a minute. This is what's even better is Samantha Drake is a freelance writer who is based out of Doylestown, Pennsylvania. Now,
oh, nice.
I don't know. It says that she likes to write about plants, animals, and history, among other subjects. This would definitely go under the category of the among other subjects. It might not even be her. It's possible that, because the only books that I see on her Goodreads account are all like romantic novels.
This is on the Bad Reads account.
Like,
this is on the 18+ account. Like
the cowboy one. The CEO's surrogate, falling for her billionaire cowboy. I don't see anything about plants, animals, and history, man, on that one. So it might not be the right. But my thing is, like, if I'm the plants, animal, and history author, Samantha Drake, I'd probably want to change my name after this story has come out. But
start using a middle initial like Samantha B. Drake or Samantha whatever, C. Drake.
Samantha D. I just think, might be a situation where, we find this Samantha Drake and we ask her about this story. Or heck, we interview the woman that had her headshot sold for it.
You got to get an interview with her. Ryan chats with her
on next week's episode of the Ryan Chats With podcast
on the Before the Show show.
Oh man, awesome! That's awesome. Well, Shrive, thank you so much for jumping on. Let's do this again next week.
I hope this was enjoyable.
Oh, it was awesome. Let's do this again.
Get to Rihanna. Come on.
Yeah, we'll get to
talk about Rihanna.
Just like Rihanna's album that we've been waiting for 7 years. We'll put it off until next week and have that conversation then. Awesome, Mike. Thank you so much again. You're the best, and I'll catch you. We'll jump on again next week for another episode of the Before the Show show. I'm here for it. Awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys, for watching the Before the Show show. And again, we'll catch you again next week, probably on Monday. Probably keep up with this Monday, Tuesday, Thursday kind of, process. Maybe do one on Friday next week as well. Who knows? We'll find out. We'll do it 3 days out of the week right here exclusively on our YouTube channel, Live 96.7. Go ahead and click that subscribe button so that you can get notified every single time that we are on here on YouTube live streaming. Have a great day. Don't forget to tune in, obviously, right over here, over on Live 96.7, live967.com, streaming live on Odyssey, TuneIn, and iHeartRadio. God bless, and peace out, Girl Scouts.
Want an extra dose of what's trending in the Hub City and all over the nation?
Give it to me.
Check out Ryan's Before the Show show, weekdays at 1:30, live on our social streams.